Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial I'll be showing you how I cut this beautiful gown you're watching on the screen right now. I'll be showing you in details of how I cut it. So if today is the first time of watching my channel, you're welcome, and if you're a return subscriber, you're welcome as well. Thanks for joining the channel. So the difference between this picture one that you're watching on the screen right now and this video is that this video is a flare. I cut it in a flare, while this one is just a shape of a thing. So that's the only difference in this tutorial. So I'll be showing you in details of how I cut and sew it. So if you are interested in this kind of video, please watch this tutorial from beginning to the end. Thanks so much for joining the channel. Let's get back to work and see how it goes. It's a very simple style. It's something you can sew within 30 minutes or 1 hour thereabouts. Cutting and sewing is very easy. Thank you so much for joining. Let's get back to work and see how it goes. So here is the fabric I use for this tutorial, and a orchring feathers. And for this tutorial I will need my scissors, my tape rule, my hammer cuff, and my chalk. Those are the things I will need for this tutorial. This orchring feathers is what I'll be using for this tutorial. For this tutorial I use 2.5 yards of this sample material, and the orchring feathers I use 1.5 yard. For this orchring feathers I use 1.5 yard. The 1.5 yard I manage it. Initially I supposed to use 2 yards for the gown, but I manage 1.5 yards. So let's get back to work and see. Now for this tutorial I'll be working with the length measurement of 39. I'll be working with the length measurement of 39. So, and the bust measurement of 38, 37 or so. So now what we need to do, I'm just trying to arrange the fabric before I fold it. So this is how you're going to fold it. You're going to fold it in a single flare, just as shown. Yes, this is how you're going to fold it in a single flare. If you want it more full, then you can fold it a little bit bigger. You understand? Depending on how you want it to look, depending on how you want it to be. You understand? So I'm just trying to fold it. After you fold it, the next thing you need to do is to first take your length measurement of the folding. Is it complete before you start to take your measurement and stuff? Is the length measurement. Now we say we are working with the length of 39, right? This is initially I want to use 38, but our length, okay, I think our length is 39. Yes, our length is 38 rather. So now I'm going to measure this place. I'm going to remeasure the length. 38 plus 38 plus 1 inch sewing allowance. 38, this is our length, 38. Then I added 1 inch for my folding at the down part. That's why I have 39. That's why I have 39 right here. So I'll start to do I will start to shock out, and at the same time make sure you measure this edge if it's enough for your shoulder measurement. So it's very important. So this is how you're going to measure it. Just place your tape rule as shown and measure it round, just to give you that single measurement you want. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut it out. So I will cut it out now. After cutting it out, I'm going to place this one that I cut out. I'm going to refold the fabric. I'll fold it another time, just the same way I folded it earlier. I'll place it on the new fabric that I fold. Then I'm going to cut it out. You don't need to add any zip allowance to your cutting. You don't need zip allowance at all, because since we are not putting zip, I don't put zip at the back. You don't need zip. It will enter your neck with that style, that neck, so it will enter your neck. So I'll just cut it out. Yes, so this is what we have. This is what you're going to have after you cut it out. This is what you're going to have after you cut it out. So the next thing we're going to do now, I want to trim the down part. Is not aligned together. One is a little bit longer than the other, so I have to fix that. So the next thing we're going to do now is to start taking our measurements. You're going to take the shoulder measurements, the armhole measurement, and the neckline, and that is it. And so now for our shoulder measurement is shoulder measurement is 14 plus half inch sewing allowance. Shoulder is 14, then I added half inch for my sewing allowance, so that's why I have 7 and a half and quarter. Our shoulder is 14 and a half rather, so I have 7 and a half and quarter. Then I'm going to, for our armhole, I'll measure the same thing. So I'm going to roll it. I'm going to roll it out now. Then I will do a armhole here as well. Can you see? This is what you're going to have after you do it like that. Then the next thing we're going to do now is to take out our bust measurement. Depending on the measurement you're working with, so our bust is 36. Then I added good 2-inch sewing allowance to it, because since it's a flare style, it has to be free. You understand? You must make it very free. It doesn't have to be. Then just watch the way I'm going to cut that place. Just cut that place as shown. You don't need waist measurement, hip measurement in this kind of style. So this is it. So I just cut it out like this. This is what you're going to have. And the next thing we are going to do now is to cut out the neckline. So for the neckline, I'll be using 3 1/4 by, for the back, 3 1/4 by 1.5. 3 1/4 by 1.5 for the back. Then for the front, 3 1/2 by 3. 3 1/4 by 3 rather. Can you see? Then I'll do my shoulder slope of 1 inches for my shoulder slope. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut it out. Let's cut what we shock. Let's cut it out. After cutting it out, we are going to cut our sleeve, and at the same time I'll be cutting the facing. You can decide to use bias, that is ribbon, for turning of your neckline, but I'll be cutting another piece to cut the neckline. Now for the front, now the front has a slit, so from here I'm going to take 3 inches. Yes, I'll take 3 inches, then I'm going to slant it right here because the front has a slit, a little bit slit right here. Let me, so can you see the slits on the screen? So that's why I slit it right there. So now the next thing we're going to cut now is the sleeve. I'm going to cut the sleeve now. So the sleeve too, we're going to be cutting the sleeve in single flare as well, just the same way we cut the body. You're going to cut the sleeve the same way, just as shown. Can you see? Just fold your sleeve as shown. Fold it as shown. Take your length measurement. What's the length of your sleeve? Take the length of measurement. The length measurement is very, very important. What length are you, and make sure that you add your folding allowance to the length measurement. Just 1 inch is okay. If your length is 23, add 1 inches. If it's 22, add 1 inches, making 23. So now our length is 23. So I added 1 inches to the length measurement. And you see, so from here, this is where I'm going to be cutting the armhole right here. I want you to see. So this place now, let me take measure. I have 6 right here. This 6 is okay. Then I'll measure 5 inches from the side. Initially, if it's normal hand, it's supposed to be 4 inches, but since it's a flare hand, I have to use 5 inches because, so can you see? So I've just cut this place out. Let me cut it out now. So I'll cut it out. Can you see? After cutting it out, I'm going to refold the cloth again to cut the second sleeve. This is 2 sleeve, so I'll cut out the second one as well. After cutting the 2 sleeve, this is what I have, and this is my orchring feathers that we're going to be using for this tutorial. So before I put the orchring feathers, I'll fold the down parts. Then I'm going to place my orchring feathers as shown. Can you see? It's very, very simple. Then I'm going to fold the orchring feathers as shown. So that is that about that. So I'll cut the turning for the neck, and I'll cut the turning, the one I'll be turning, using to turn the neck. I'll be using the same fabric. Then I'll start sewing immediately. So this is it. What I did was that I just used I used the same fabric to turn the neckline. So I already turned the neckline, as you can see. Just turn the neckline. After turning the neckline, I'm going to turn the back neckline as well. Then I'm going to join the shoulder. I'll be joining the shoulder, the 2 shoulders together. Then I will join the body as well. It's a very, very simple style that you can sew within some minutes. It's a very simple style that you can sew within some minutes. If you are a beginner, you can just turn your back, turn your neckline. You can decide to use bias to turn it. At the same time, you can decide to use the same fabric, cut the same fabric to turn it. Just turn the neckline, then join the shoulder. Then you are going to join the body with just half of an inch, because it's a free gown, you know. You're going to join it with just half of an inch, and this is it. After I already joined the shoulder, this is it. I already joined the shoulder, the 2 shoulder, and I already joined the body as well. So after joining it, this is what I have, and this is the sleeve. I already had my orchring feathers on it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to join the armhole with this sleeve that we cut earlier. So I'm going to do that, and after doing that, this is what we have after joining the sleeve on the body. This is what we have. So thank you so much for watching my channel. See you in my next tutorial. Thank you. Bye.